People, weirdo conservatives like to talk a lot about how great Japan is. Let's talk about that. But before we get into it, if you notice that I'm wearing the same clothes over these next few videos, it's because I'm pre-recording them all because I'm going to be visiting my grandparents. So, keep that in mind. So, I come across a tweet on Twitter. As you do on Twitter, you come across tweets. And this is from one of my mutuals saying, I find it so unbelievably funny that the Japanese Imperial family is likely going to die out because they refuse to allow women to become empress. And then we see the original tweet down here. This man is campaigning for female emperors. The Japanese government holds annual crisis meetings about how to solve the issue of the shrinking imperial family, but they're steadfastly opposed to empresses, even though there were 6 in the past, 2 of whom ruled twice. You see, weirdo conservatives like to fetishize Japan as this glorious, beautiful society. Conservative society doesn't have any of the wokeness, it doesn't have the LGBTQWIA, ABCDs, etc. It doesn't have all of that. Japan is perfect. Japan is beautiful. Conservatism has ruined Japan. I'm not even going to say ruined. I'm not going to use the same rhetoric that someone like Paul Joseph Watson is going to say. But conservatism, baby, conservatism is not doing well in Japan. So, first, the issue of the royal family. Japan is currently having a bit of a royal succession issue. You see, different royal families, and of course, I'm not a monarchist. I don't like monarchies. If it was up to me, I would abolish all royal families. But you know what? I can't do that. It isn't up to me. So let's just talk about brass tacks. What would be better if Japan is going to preserve their royal family, if it looks like they are? They need to change their succession system. Okay? So, Japan doesn't follow absolute primogeniture. You know, it's not like, oh, first past the post, sorry, you don't get to be king, you do. Hey. It's not like that. Yeah? Japan has very rigid standards when it comes to who they allow to become the monarch. You know? They follow an agnatic primogeniture system, which basically boils down to this. Males can be the ruler, women can't. And it's not like a under any circumstances thing, or like if you're further along down the royal line, we're not gonna like bounce you back to like your great uncle, you know? It's not like it is in like other systems. Japan is bad with it. Japan is bad with it. So I want to show you all who is in line to the throne to be the next emperor of Japan. So the current emperor is Emperor Naruhito. Cool. The person who is first in line to the throne is his brother, Fumihiro. Because you see, poor old Naruhito and his wife, they had a daughter. And even though she is perfectly capable of being a monarch, sorry, you weren't born with a cock. So like you can't be top cock if you don't have a cock. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna make my point after I point this out. So after that, you know, despite the fact that the current emperor of Japan has a perfectly fine daughter who could be empress, his brother's crown prince. Okay. Maybe his daughter after that. Maybe it's like you finish the current line and then you move down to the next generation. So who is it? It's his brother's son, Prince Hisato. 17 years old, okay. So we have a 58-year-old and a 17-year-old being first and second line to the throne, respectively. Cool. Okay? Those are serviceable by the time the current emperor dies. His brother's gonna be older in age, but like it's his nephew, 40s maybe. So you know what? Not bad, not bad. So who's third in line to the throne when Prince Hisato gets really old? Who's third in line to the throne to take over after him? Is it maybe one of the emperor's daughter's children? Maybe. We'll have to see. Masahito, Prince Hitachi, born in 1935. 88 years old. This is one misogyny. That motherfucker. That motherfucker was alive before and after World War II. That man was 10 years old when Hitler shot him. He lived through all of the atrocities that Japan did in World War II. Of course, not committing them. He was a child. But, like, he lived through all of them. And now he's just sitting up there, third in line to the throne, after someone who's younger than me. This is just misogyny. The reason why they don't want to update their system, their current ruling system, is because male lines typically birthed from misogyny. Japan has a pretty bad misogyny issue. Pretty. It's bad. Like it is bad. There's a reason why if you buy a phone in Japan, you can't cut off the shutter sound. It's just people were fucking taking creep shots on women. It's horrible. Which I do think is something that should be incorporated in the US to stop people from taking pictures of others in public. But in Japan, it's not because people were like, oh, look at this weird person in public. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna commit a fucking offense. It's bad. It's, if you couldn't see my hand, but I was like taking my phone and I was like, ooh, I will just... I'm tired, man. I'm very tired. But off of this, all of the whole misogyny leading to someone who was alive before the television became prevalent. Actually, as a matter of fact, this man is older than Joe Biden. And he's third in line to the throne. But all of that, and the fact that that issue is caused by misogyny, maybe Japan has a good political system outside of that. Maybe they have a great political system that has not suffered at all, has not stagnated. Listen, a very diverse political system. Everyone is represented in parliament. So let's go through the list of Japanese prime ministers and their emperors. Starting off strong. Starting off fine. Ooh. Oh no, maybe some atrocities there. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We're moving. Uh-oh. Bad. Yikes. Ooh. Okay, we're out of that now. Oh wait, no, not with this guy. Not with this guy either. Okay, now we're out of it. Okay. We're moving. Nobusuke Kishi. I wonder what this guy did. I wonder what he's famous for. Nobusuke Kishi was a Japanese bureaucrat and politician who was Prime Minister of Japan from 1957 to 1960. Okay. Known for his exploitative rule over the Japanese puppet state of Manchukuo, northeast China in the 1930s, Kishi was nicknamed the Monster of the Showa era. Kishi later served in the wartime cabinet for Prime Minister Hideki Tojo as Minister of Commerce and Vice Minister for Munitions, and co-signed the declaration of war against the United States on December 7th, 1941. Kishi was imprisoned for 3 years as a suspected Class A war criminal, but he was released. And one of the earliest prime ministers of the Liberal Democratic Party. Well, maybe they died out with the star-studded cast that the Liberal Democratic Party had. So let's go through Japan's political history. You know, let's see the different parties that come into power and see how they're doing, you know, because we like a society that likes to change just a little bit. I hate you, Wikipedia. No! Okay, so let's go through. Lib dem. Ooh! New party! Okay, continuing on. Renewal, Socialist, Based? Lib dem. Ooh, we got some Democrats in here. Some Joe Bidens. Lib dem. It's like almost all lib dem. Listen, I'm a nerd. Oh, and also, this guy, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about this guy. Do you remember the Nobusuke Kishi guy who I went over? This guy, absolute monster, just absolute monster. This guy literally nicknamed the monster of the Showa era because of how horrible he was. He's like Japanese Henry Kissinger. This guy's grandfather. Yeah, this is his grandson. We love political diversity. Japan has... While they are not legally a one-party state, like in any sense, they are effectively a one-party state. Like, they are basically a one-party state. And it is bad. The Lib Dems, it is a one-party state in the way that there's very slow political movement in Japan, and instead of usually getting your political dichotomies between people, between different parties, it is internal party politics. So there are fucking factions in the Japanese Liberal Democratic Party who vie for power. So it's like if the national political system got engulfed by the Japanese Liberal Democratic Party, and now it just exists in that, and it's now the different factions fighting with each other. It's stupid. And then, of course, you have, if I actually do go to the parliament, I hope this guy is still in office. Where's the party? DPP, Ishin, wait, no, did they get voted out? No. I remember some years ago, I looked at, I had searched up, I like how this has just kind of became a rant about, well, once again, conservatism killing Japan, as you can see. But dang. Basically, a few years ago, there was like a party that had 1 seat in the Japanese parliament, which just existed to complain about the fucking NHK tax, which is hilarious to me. NHK being, of course, the national, there it is! I found them! Wait. Collaborative Party? Hold up. Party to Protect the People from the NHK is a populist and right-wing political party in Japan founded in 2013 by activist Takahashi Tachibana, He looks kind of like Elon Musk, who led the party until stepping down in 2013 and became a disputed leader later. The party's original goal was to oppose the license fees for the National Broadcasting Organization, NHK. And they have some seats in Parliament, baby. It's so stupid. Oh wait, no, they used to have seats. They don't anymore. It's so stupid. Okay? So Japan, their royal succession isn't going well. Yikes. Neither is their political system. It's a little stagnant. Not a lot happens. A lot of party drama, a lot of internal party drama. Not fun. Basically a one-party state because of that. Man, it sucks. I mean, not really, but like the other major party is not gonna get into power anytime soon, more than likely. So effective one-party state. I really don't know how else to say that. Like, not legally. But anyways, we get to the third issue. The issue that I'm sure you're all here for. The birth crisis. Here we have our friend Shinzo Abe telling people to fuck. Japan, ladies and gentlemen, has been experiencing a pretty bad birth rate crisis. Because people in Japan aren't fucking. Why are people not fucking? Well, it's due to a myriad of issues. One, Japan has an extremely bad and extremely conservative work culture, which overworks people pretty bad. It doesn't give them much time to, live a life and have a family and have a wife and kids and do things that people want to do. So a lot of people just aren't fucking. It's just not happening. No movement is happening. No finagling is fanoogling. No babies are being born. Okay, and that's happening in a lot of modernized countries as people settle into modern work culture, which demands more and more and more out of us, and as the cost of living gets higher and higher, less people are having kids, because that is a high expense. That's one, very high expense. And two, you need time to do those, which a lot of people don't have anymore, because they're having to work multiple jobs to support themselves, let alone a kid. Birth rates are dropping. Okay? Other countries solve this through plenty of issues. They'll do some programs, they might revise some policies, they might give people tax stipends, or they might let people move to the country, because after all, they're living in your country, they pay their taxes, it goes back to the government, they become a citizen, they stay here, they have kids. Great, we're doing good for ourselves. Let's check what Japan is doing immigration-wise. Let's see. Uh-oh. Yikes. They aren't really happy about immigration. Japan is, if I'm remembering correctly, 98 to 99% Japanese. Immigration to Japan is not something that is very easy, because, at least last time I checked, Japan is a country that doesn't allow dual citizenship. So if you move to Japan, if you want to become a Japanese citizen, you gotta renounce your other citizenship. And that's something that a lot of people who move to other countries don't like doing, because they like the option of going back to their home country. So, that's one thing. Two thing. Even then, immigrating to Japan is extremely difficult, because xenophobia is unfortunately pretty bad there. It's gotten better. It has gotten better. But still, it's not good. it's not good. A lot of people don't end up moving to Japan because both it's difficult and two, it's really hard to even move to Japan in the first place. And now they're stuck with this issue where their birth rates are going down and the things that are usually done to get those things back up aren't really going to happen. Because it's xenophobia. A conservative philosophy, fear of the outside people, fear of the outside, and fear of the outsiders. For shame. For shame. So, conservatives. Is this your baby? Is this your child? I wouldn't want that to be my child. And considering Japan's birth rate, they don't want it to be their child either. With that being said, if you like this video, you can like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You can also follow me on Twitter, links down below, and join the Discord down below as well. I love you all. I'm going to cut off this light because it is very bright and I've been staring at it basically this entire segment. I love you all and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. I gotta hit the stop recording button.